lot of people know me as the girl who is allergic to the sun.
But can anyone really avoid being in sunlight? And what actually happens if this 12-year-old girl steps into the sun?
So a reaction for me is sore skin, like burning skin, rashes, welts, sores, headaches, stomach pain, and I even have anaphylactic reactions.
Most of us can get by with slapping on some sunscreen and a hat in summer, but Monroe has to take her sun protection to the next level.
When I was younger, I'd have to be covered head to toe with things, big hats, big clothing, even if it's boiling hot. And I'd have to be wet wrapped, which is basically lotion and cream all over your body, and then wet bandages or clothing over, which I hated because it was so cold and so slimy.
To make matters worse, Monroe lives in one of the hottest countries in the world.
I have to be very careful in summer because in Australia it gets very, very hot. I have to bring sunscreen and zinc and reapply it every time and wear hats. And I even have to wear a face mask to protect my skin. And when my skin was at its worst, I would feel so horrible inside because I'd be so embarrassed and people would stare and laugh and point.
And the trolling continued online. But Monroe has a unique way of responding to bullies.
To the person who took time out of their day to sit down and write me a horrible letter and tell me to take my own life, I hope you find happiness and maybe even buy a cat because it's really hard to be miserable around a cat. No matter how nasty you get, I will not stop chasing my dreams.
And that's exactly what Monroe is doing. Her dream is to be a dancer.
I couldn't really do other sports because they were outdoors. My mum put me into dancing when I was 2 and I fell in love with it. I love making videos because I want to be out there. I want my names in lights. I want to be a singer, a dancer, an actor, just a performer.
Monroe suffered another setback when she injured her back. But that's not stopping her one little bit.
I've actually found a way to keep dancing and I dance in a wheelchair. So obviously it's a big adjustment from dancing to your feet and doing back bends and twirls and all this crazy stuff to suddenly dancing in a wheelchair. But I believe that dancing is from your soul and not just your feet. I still am in love with dance so much. It is just like home. I love it so much. Whenever I'd feel sad, I just dance my feelings out. So throughout all my struggles, I never give up and I refuse to give up.
Unfortunately, there's no cure for a sun allergy, but Monroe is taking it in her stride.
I'm still allergic to the sun, but I'm not as bad as I used to be. But I just have to keep careful on what I'm wearing on a certain day. So as hard as my life has been, I have an amazing mum, an amazing nan, an amazing big brother and little brother. And if you see someone that looks a bit different or has some sores on their face, please don't point or laugh or be rude or make them feel any uncomfortable because we're all human.
I am seen. Are you?